Good evening everyone. Last week myself and Andrew started ballasting our track, and as punishment for having not done our research prior to spreading the ballast onto our cork, we've had to rip the entire track off the baseboard. We actually started using coarse Woodland Scenics ballast, which in real life measures at 2.4 to 3.9 inches, and having done a little bit of research, the average UK ballast size is between 1/2 inch and 2 inches. Not only did it look pretty ridiculous, it just doesn't add up. So we've gone back to the drawing board, and on our way home from today's model rail fair at Newton Aycliffe, we stopped by our local model railway supplier called Poody's Puffers and purchased a mixture of double O gauge ballast and N gauge ballast. We were torn between the two. The salesman at the model rail shop suggested a combination of the two, mixing them together, and speaking to people at the model railway today, they suggested going 1 gauge down with the ballast. And to me that looks a little bit too fine, and I think on its own it would lack a depth to it and it would lack texture. So I thought combining the two would look lovely, and it does. It gives a really nice effect. I think the fine ballast will fill in any of the gaps. We were a little bit lazy and we chose not to paint over the cork, so hopefully that will resolve that issue. So it's a granite ballast finish. It has a combination of grey, white and black ballast inside of it, so that's N gauge and that's double O gauge, and if you have a closer look you can actually see the difference between them. Something else we did just out of total spontaneity is we purchased a new loco, and this loco comes from DJ Models, who's a new modeller. This is his first locomotive ever produced. The packaging is absolutely lovely, and once we had this box in our hands I think we couldn't let go. And to top it off, the locomotive has a really nice finish. It's beautifully done. It's LNER code number 8023, which on the box is described as Hunslow J94, and when I've had a little read around of this locomotive on Wikipedia, it's actually down as Robert Stevenson and Hawthorne's for 8023. So we'll have to contact DJ Models and inquire about that, unless anybody here on YouTube knows the answer as to why the two pieces of information don't add up. My guess would be that Wikipedia is wrong, just out of experience, but who knows. So yeah, the box is beautiful. It is a little bit difficult to get into it once it's been sealed fully. You have to kind of tap on it for it to come out, which I guess makes it more exciting once you actually do get into the locomotive. The detailing on it is lovely. It's really nicely painted. The side stickers are very detailed. The only thing that I think I'm not particularly keen on is the pipes along the bottom of the locomotive there. The finish on them is a little bit matte, but other than that it's lovely. There's a few, what I would say, scratches here and there, which normally I very much dislike imperfections on a brand new loco, but because there's a nice story behind it, and because it's a new model, because it's a new brand, we can live with it, I think. Inside of the box there's also a leaflet with a note from DJ Models and his experience of seeing the J94 locomotive in action. It is a little bit outside of our era. We were hoping to go for anywhere between 1935 and 1945, and LNER actually purchased this locomotive in 1946. So it's a little bit past our time, but we are hoping to only run certain trains at a certain time when we do come to model our railway at shows. What else did we do? Oh yeah, we bought Ballast bond just out of pure laziness, really. I have a giant tub of PVA glue which I was hoping to get through, but the finish on the ballast, when combined with water and washing up liquid, and that's 50% PVA glue, 50% water, and a drop of washing up liquid, as everybody's been suggesting, it gives the ballast a shiny finish, which I don't think looks very realistic. So supposedly this has a matte finish on the ballast, and it has a nice applicator, and they say that you don't need to use too much of it. So we'll see how that goes, and we will update you with our progress on the ballast.